guys? Welcome back to the League Crawler podcast. If you missed us last week, we apologize. We had some scheduling issues with our guest last week, but I do want to give him a shout out. His name is Anthony DeLeon. He is a part of the Ocho Cinco gaming crew, and we really support him. We love what he's doing, but he is working a ton of hours. He's playing a ton of games. We just had a hard time getting him over the weekend. Shout out to Anthony, though. Make sure you guys check him out. Last week, or 2 weeks ago now, if you haven't been able to check out the episode that we did, I highly recommend it. We sat down with the guys from Best of the Best. They're doing a league where they're looking for all of your guys' league's best players and trying to get them together to see who really is the best of the best. It's a really cool idea that they got going on. So shout out to them. Again, if you haven't listened to it, go back and check that out. There is a giveaway going on right now in June. I know that we talked about it before. If you are interested in what's going on, it is 100% Patreon supported. If you'd like to see cooler things being given away, support the channel. Get over to the Patreon page. Check it out. Talk to Matt about it. It's got a lot of cool features. We do some shout outs on this channel for some of them. There's shout outs on the page, the newsletter, all different kinds of things. But there is going to be a giveaway this year or this month. If you want involved in that, get over to the website, check it out, read everything that's on the page about it. It's very detailed. And I look forward to seeing who's going to win. There are new articles on the website by Queen Bee, and they are amazing. He gets into a New Year, New Faces article where he talks about the top 5 running backs that are coming out of the draft who he thinks are going to make a big impact on teams. I don't want to get into all of that and kind of spoil some things, but there's some good players on here. There's some guys like Trey Sermon. There's guys like Travis Etienne. There's Najee Harris. Get over there and check them out. There's 2 other guys. I'm not going to spoil it. Get over there and check it out. It's a really, really good article. He also did one about Airborne and the Players Hub. I love what he's doing. I can't wait to get Queen Bee on here at some point because I think he's just really good at the articles that he's doing. It was really interesting to hear about what Airborne's doing over at the Players Hub. Again, if you have not had a chance to check that out, get over to the website and do it. I highly recommend it. You guys have chances to put your own stuff on the webpage. And I know a lot of people aren't doing it, but I want to give a huge shout out to Nate. Nate posts stuff all the time, and I love going and reading it. And right now he's doing some very unique stuff that's away from Madden. He's putting out little short videos that have to do all around different games. He's done PUBG. He's done Battlefield, all different types of stuff. It's really good stuff. Get over there. Give him a shout out if you like it. Give him a follow. Give him the thumbs up. He definitely deserves it. He puts a lot of time and effort into it. And to be honest, there's not a lot of guys I've met outside Nate that are better people. He's just a really good dude, and he deserves all the love we give him. Get over there and check that stuff out. It's a lot of fun. I also want to do a huge shout out to the Patreon Platinum supporters for League Crawler, SPA Sim Players Association, and Soden Bowl. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for everything you're doing, allowing us to do this giveaway this month. Getting past all that is why you guys are here. You're not here to hear just the news. You're here to hear about the people we bring onto this show, the guys that are doing all these different kinds of things in Madden that none of us know about, and we want to hear about it. We want to hear about the cool things, and that leads us to Dreamworld. Brother, how are you today, man?
Wow, Mo, the passion. That was a great little lead up there. You got me fired up. I'm doing well, Mo. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Now you go by Sedated Monkey. Is that what you would like for me to call you on this show,
I am full time the Sedated Monkey. I am
full-time?
full time. And Mo, I gotta be honest with you. I've got a call with Bill Gates and Elon Musk in about 10 minutes here. So my time is limited. But let's get into it right away.
Let's do it. Can you tell me about Dreamworld? I kind of got into your guys' Twitter. We're going to Dreamworld.
You were breaking up a little bit there, but I think you said what exactly is Dreamworld?
Yep.
I don't want to ever have an answer to that. I don't want to have a full, completely clear answer to what is Dreamworld. What are we doing? What have we done so far? We've represented a couple of athletes. Obviously, just football for now. We're trying to branch out. We've made videos for them, done some branding things. We've obviously just done a Madden League as well. So we're doing that. Kind of crossing the two as well, right? So we'll create these videos, these in-depth videos with, stories from whether they're in high school or college, depending on where they start, kind of bring them all the way through the actual Dreamworld, the actual franchise. But at the same time, we'll go ahead and give these guys who are actual, going to be NFL stars one day. For example, the number one nation recruit, or he was like an athlete, I guess. His name's Chief Borders. He wanted to do a video, and he wants to be considered a dream world quote unquote athlete. So, at the same time, who knows what we can be? I think we might end up, representing players. We're really not sure. We want to, I mean, this was all a beta thing this year, not to go on a long-winded rant. But it was all kind of a test this year, and it really got a lot bigger than we thought it ever would. I told my buddy, I was like, if we get like 20 followers, just 20 random people, that'd be cool. We ended up getting, you know, Clint Oldenburg to follow us, and like he's liking our content. The lead designer of the game. We got RG, who's the head of the community manager for Matt, and he's awesome. He's a Boston guy, so am I. Um, he's following us, loving our stuff. So we're kind of just loving the support, and honestly, we feel so grateful for where we are. It's just we just kind of do it to have fun. And next thing you know, we got the number one recruit in the nation joining with us. We got a couple of kids from Georgia Tech, uh, a couple of high schooler kids getting recruited to Alabama, Kentucky. I mean, it's crazy.
Now, I know some of our listeners are looking at, I have had the chance to talk to you before we did this. I went in, I did a deep dive on all your guys' stuff. So I'm a little bit more well-informed. But I want you to speak to the people that are like, I have never heard a single thing about what these guys are doing. I want to know, how did it get started? And I want to know, like, currently, like, where it's at. I know you said that you have some pro players doing this, but is it a league, or are these guys just getting a chance to like show their game? Really explain to the audience, like, what this is and how it really all got started, and take as much time as you want, because that's what the show is about. This is about you being able to really dive deep with the audience about what you guys are doing.
Yeah, no, as I was starting to rant there, I kind of realized, it's not, technically a bad rant. That's why I'm here. But again, I really don't. I know you want a crystal clear answer. And I before I even get into it, I want to be clear. These athletes don't usually play there, and they have never played in our league. We've had a couple guys rumored. I'm not even going to throw names around from the NFL that wanted to come in and play in our league, but that has yet to happen. And but yeah, to be clear, the athletes that we make videos for and make content for, as you've seen on our page, they don't play in our league. They are a part of our league. I know I said it earlier, a part of our league. They are like in the custom draft class. So every year, you'll have your draft class, and we'll put them into the draft class and kind of have these player cards, which I'm sure you've seen some of those.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we kind of try to add a deeper element to what franchise mode is lacking. I mean, I think I may be in the minority here when I say this. I'm actually happy with the steps that the developers, the minds of the game have taken in franchise mode. I know we haven't seen everything we want, but undeniably this year, especially on a year when we're transitioning into a new gen console, we've gotten a lot of new features. And I think as a community, we need to rally around that a little more. It can't be so much, I was gonna say F Madden. Is this a family rated show? What is the
I mean, we pretty much go to the audience. I don't ever tell people that they need to keep it to G rated.
well,
But there's going to be a certain limit where I'm like, yo, we've gone too far.
right. If it slips out, it slips out. I'm
Yeah, you're
sorry.
good.
But
You're not.
let's just say fix Madden, right? There was that hashtag fix Madden or fix Madden franchise, whatever. Um, I'm with it. I'm with the movement. But I think as a community, I'd like to see, and it's just me, I'm just one voice. I'd like to see more of a communal kind of coming together where we actually enjoy this game rather than just shit on it 24/7. Like let's and then that's what we're doing here. That's another thing we're doing here at Dreamworld, to kind of circle back and try to answer your question of what we're doing. It's to add to the pieces of franchise mode that's not there, and we do it really well. I think we some of the content I don't think it's not even touchable. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone's coming close to it. Not to, with all respect to everyone out there. I just don't think it's even close. There's some guys in the Madden Ultimate Team community, for example. They just, I'll even name drop one of them. What's the Xerxes kid? He just takes a screenshot of like a little thing, like literal pictures that EA already put out, and then puts it up there, and then he has like a bunch of 12-year-olds going crazy over it, and he has like, all this support. So I think if the franchise community came together and really saw the content that's out there, it's on a whole different level. Not even just at Dreamworld, like I was saying, like I think we're kind of above and beyond. But I've seen some of these guys like Timbo putting some stuff out there that's ridiculous, and then I've seen a bunch of other leagues that I don't even know the names of, because I quite honestly don't have time with all the great leagues that are out there. But there's some amazing work out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, content side of what the Madden community does is pretty amazing. And when I've had my conversations with guys at EA, my focus to them has been, I understand that a lot of what you're doing now is going to be centered around franchise mode. And it is. They're going to do a lot, just from my understanding, they're doing a lot with franchise mode. Having said that, I don't know if they understand yet that they've almost passed the point of where they realize they need to make fixes, because in their head, they need to make fixes for everybody to play the computer. And I keep trying to, like, that's cool and all, like to make sure that the AI isn't drafting quarterbacks 2 years in a row, or makes all that stuff should be there. But if you do that and go, we've accomplished something, you're going to be met with a hard, you did nothing. We're not even playing against computers anymore. We're playing against other people in 32-person modes, and we're doing all these different things. So at some point, I think they really not only need to fix franchise mode, but they need to hit the accelerant on it and get it caught up to the 21st century.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I think that's not a bad point. I think to kind of counteract or counterpoint my other statement when I said, we should be kind of almost grateful for what we have, and, talking about the positives. At the same time, they do need to fully get here, in a sense. They need to kind of hit all the corners and check all the boxes of what we've been asking for years and years and years, and we've put the message in front of them in many different ways. We've literally on Reddit, Twitter, we've literally given them everything. We've dedicated websites on stuff to, and I'm not, when I say we, like the whole Madden community,
The whole Madden community.
Have dedicated websites to basically lay it out for them. I mean, talk about an easy job. It's like, I don't even need to think. I just need to kind of almost delegate at that point, right? Because it's like I have everything that the community wants, and at that point, I just delegate it to my developers, game devs, whatever you want to say,
Well,
So
like things that I would like to see, for instance, because I'm huge into the content side. Over in the league that I help run, we have a ton of content. We pay our users token content, so we have like our own currency. If they do work, they get paid. So I'm huge into the content side. And one of the things like that I talk to EA with is like, well, what can we do to help the content side? Well, how about after game, let me save key plays that I look at and go, oh, those are highlight plays. And if everybody does that after their game and they just are able to click A, the game should then just create like a highlight video for the end of the week. Like,
yeah,
hey,
almost like a 2K5 more modern version of it, right? I don't know if you remember that.
yeah,
Yeah.
ESPN. So, like, I think there's certain ways that you can give power to the users without really having to do a lot of work. Because if the only work involved is me just clicking A on the key plays that I want involved in everybody else's games, they do the same thing. I don't really think it's that hard of a thing to kind of put out there. So I think they just kind of need to. And then when you say those kind of things, they're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Like that could be something realistically easy to do, and we just never thought about that. And that's where I'm like, yo, I love the work that you guys are doing. The thing about the EA devs, and this is not anything at all. Anybody that knows me knows that I love these guys. I'm friends with a couple of these guys. We're
Yeah.
very it's close, right? My thing is these guys want to be working on franchise. They want to be doing these things, but everybody's got a boss telling you what to do.
Right.
They have the same thing. So now that they're getting the opportunity to work on franchise mode, I want to make sure that they have a full depth of what the users are expecting. Because if they do a lot of this stuff and it doesn't hit, I have a fear that their bosses are going to be like, see, we let you guys work on franchise mode and now nobody's happy still because we didn't know what's done. So there is a fear on my part, and I just want to make sure they're pre-warned for some of that stuff.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I think as we move towards these next gen consoles with more space, more power, I think we're going to be able to do a lot more with these games. It really comes down to the lead developers and whether they want to make it more of an open source type of thing where they can, I mean, think about that in a football game, right? Like open source kind of giving it that, like almost like it's on a PC. You know, I look at these guys that have like they play on PC and they have all these crazy edits, right? Like these new stadiums and stuff. And I just feel like that'd be so cool if we could get that on a console. You know, just that's what I mean by open source. I don't know if that's technically the right way to say that, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think the more they're able to let us do something with the engine and not just
Right.
games they've created, I think is a huge bonus. I would totally be doing that. It's just like what I think with being able to create jerseys. Don't let me change the logo. If you need me to make sure that the guys stay in their own logos, whatever, the Cardinals can stay the Cardinals, but let me edit jerseys. We're in year 2045. They're not going to keep
Right.
for the next 20 years. Like, I hope they don't.
Literally. Yeah, no, well said. I mean, I mean, that's just another one that should be in there. You know, I mean, here we are moving into 2022. But it's such a small thing, right? In life, you know, it's just a game. It's just one small detail. Sometimes it gets passed over, but you got to have uh, somebody crazy about the game in there. And that's not to go on a tangent, but if you don't have enough people who are truly passionate about the game, then you're gonna miss those things, Mo. You're gonna miss it because, you know, for example, I saw some EA Sports video, right? And it was some lady who said that she basically was like in EA's HR team, and it was like a EA run video. And it was basically telling about work culture and how you can work anywhere and transfer from any job without worry or like, you know, without previous experience. And she was talking about how she's now on the FIFA team. And it's just and she doesn't even watch soccer or whatever, but she was talking about how like anyone can do anything. And it was just this really contradicting video. And I was like, that's cool, but maybe not in a video game industry. You know what I mean? Like if you're not passionate about certain things, I don't know if I want the HR lady to come in and or man, whatever, right? And you know, work on my game. Because what is gaming? Gaming is an outlet, right? And when you go to these outlets, you want to have high source, high level thinking, not low level dumbed down, no options, right? You want a nerd in there, just like giving you everything he can and or she can to you know make the game better. So I guess that's my long-winded point on that. I literally just had to reject a call from Elon, so we're gonna keep it rolling for another 5 minutes.
There
We're
you
gonna
go.
keep it rolling for another five.
Like, I be more important than him and really get your guys' name out there. So I appreciate you continuing to give me your time.
I mean, Lee Crawler's, I mean, much more important than Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos.
That's what
So,
I'm saying. He needs
so
to up, bro. Like they're doing it for money. We're doing it just for the love, you know?
exactly,
Hey,
exactly.
getting into some of the content side, because we could sit here and talk about Matt, and I've got questions. I got questions on all that, but I really want to dive into the content side because to me, that is what you guys are passionate about because that's what's all over your social media. Am I wrong or right on?
Yeah, no, you're dead on the money there. And I also think it's kind of an imaging thing for us too. One thing I noticed when I was kind of going to different Twitters and different leagues when I first started out, I was kind of just seeing the competition, so to speak. Um, you know, I saw a lot of stuff that was just irrelevant to me. It was just box scores. Again, a lot of screenshots, kind of lazy stuff. Not to call it out. I think it's important, and I also think that every league, like for example, I think I linked you to this Twitter, the Steven Schefter Twitter that we have. It's much more, box score oriented. It's for like if you really want to know what the score of a video game is on your main Twitter, go follow Steven Schefter. But if you want some dope cinematography, animated stuff, curated content that'll like you'll be like, what's this? Then go to Dreamworld. Because I just that's like you said, we're pretty much all in on the content on that page, and I don't, it's far less about what's going on in our league, and it's more about getting hyped up about loving the game of football, loving life, loving sports, and just being a good person. That's
I think you even understand the moment how much I love hearing about this. And I'm going to send you a couple videos when we're done with this for stuff that I know might, because I agree with you. I'm not real big into the box score stuff. I don't like that. I like to build like a world. Like I like for my community to feel like a sandbox.
exactly.
I call it the coolest sandbox you can be a part of. You can do whatever you want, take it in whatever direction you want to go, just have a lot of fun. So I completely agree with you on some of that stuff. When you are posting, what is some of the feedback you get?
You said when I post, what is the feedback?
Yeah, do you typically get? Because I'm going to share some instances and some feedback I've gotten on some of my stuff. So I just like to balance it back. Do you typically
Yeah.
get?
Yeah, well, I think I don't know about typical stuff. Like I don't expect anything when I post any piece of content, but the coolest stuff that I've gotten were just like random DMs from people that were just like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like they were like just mind blown. Like they were, I don't know, like to me that is why I do it. And I think outside of, making my close friends really happy and, make, you know, some cool moments when, people are crying on a Tuesday night that they got work the next day, we're in the dream world. That's what it's about. So yeah. Um, yeah. I don't
Okay,
even, yeah.
no,
But
no,
yeah.
you guys started just this year. You said this is the beta, right?
Yeah, we just wanted to test it out this year and kind of get a feel um for kind of what people liked and kind of what they reacted to and what we liked too, we didn't really have any expectations and yeah.
Now you're saying and this is where I'm going to kind of try to break it down a little bit more and really give the people an inside look. I do not believe for a second that you were playing in these leagues and then all of a sudden one day it was just like I'm going to start content, right? That's just not how things happen. I want to know before this was an idea how it led up into going, I think we can do something different than what anybody else is doing, and this is what it is. How did that all get started? Who was involved with it? Was it just you? Did you have a team? Like how
That's a
did this?
great question. So basically, how did it get into this idea of like let's take it online?
Yeah, now it's a physical thing. Now you've got it. But how did this idea come?
Yeah, I mean, for the last, I mean, I've been playing Madden before Eddie George was on the cover, but that was the first Madden I owned on N64. Um, I've always been a franchise mode guy. Of course, we didn't have any um, online stuff back on N64 or whatever, but like even playing PS2, like I used to be super high rated back then, played a little online, but I would still be addicted to franchise. Anyways, the last 2 years, me and some close friends, and in just a few, literally just a few, we don't have 32 people in our league mode. That's something I should be clear. And I'll never have it that way either. I may do something next year, but I don't want to reveal it yet, where there would be 32 people. But at this moment, I could never do 32 people. Like 16 would be the max, and even then, because I just don't like when people are like trading Patrick Mahomes for Julio Jones, and it just gets too crazy. But anyways, to kind of finish my story, um, yeah, like we just thought that it could be it like I don't think it was anyone's idea really. I kind of just took it online myself and just kind of wanted to do it, but we love it so much. It was kind of just like a no-brainer just because we can go back to this content later on and just reflect on it and just kind of like, I don't know. It's like it's forever out there, which is good. It's like how I want that to be, you know? Because even believe it or not, I used to make content and just send it to my friends, just like, didn't even put it out anywhere, just like took my time and literally would send it to like three people, or four people. But their reactions would be worth it just because like even if they like think it's just cool or if they think it's amazing and inspirational, whatever, at least, it's something. So
Yeah, no, I completely understand. And you got better friends than I do because I felt like I would create cool stuff and I would send it to them and they'd be like, "You're a dork." So I really,
well, I'm
really,
definitely a dork, man. I definitely like, I mean, I'm making a whole world out of, a video game and putting in a lot of effort. But I would say that don't forget about the happiness points for those listening at
yeah.
home. So, do what you make. Obviously you don't want to put too much effort into something that makes you absolutely $0. But at the same time, I think you know, a job of mine that I would be interested in, like I would work at EA or something like that. I think they could use a guy like me. Um, to be honest with you. So it's something to refer back to, when you go and interview or something like that. I could be like, well, you know, I didn't go to Stanford, but look at this.
Yeah, but I create content because here's the thing, right? My friends would always would get on my back because they're into like the PUBGs. They don't really play a lot of Madden. Like my friends at the moment now are all like in the community that like we run around with. Like I still have friends that are out in the real world. But the thing that I just don't
This
think,
is the real world. This is the dream world.
yeah, I think the thing that people just don't understand though when it comes to having an itch of creating content is you have to get that scratched. Like
For sure.
if you don't like if you're not able to get your vision out, it just kind of eats at you. And as somebody that shares that same exact passion, and I promise you, once we get off of this and I send you some stuff, you're going to be like, bro, holy cow. Like we match up like identically because that is exactly how I see it. Is I really don't care if they think that it's cool or not. I have to get it out or I feel like it eats at me.
Yeah, no, I would I wouldn't even, I would I'm with you to a point there. I don't let any well I do well no I don't really let anything eat at me really in life, but I definitely wouldn't let non-content being released eat at you. I'm with you in the sense where I do need a scratch to make this stuff. I do need a reason to make it. So like sometimes, so for example, like tomorrow we're doing season 17. That's the beginning of, season 17 for Dreamworld. We've done 17 seasons this year in Madden, and it's the year 2036 on the planet Dreamworld, moving into 2037 when we hit the playoffs. Um, so like it's the new season. I'm excited as fuck. Like tomorrow, oh, there it comes out. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But tomorrow is it's a fun day. It's like, obviously Thursday is a great day. Every day is a great day, but like, I'm just gonna drop some content midday, get the boys excited. Thursday night's gonna be lit. We're gonna, kick off season 17, watch each other's games, whatever, whatever. And that's that. So that's my spark. And I agree with you to kind of circle back. You need a
Okay.
spark.
Now you mentioned you probably wouldn't do more than 16 people. You did say at some point you might do something else down the road, but that had 32. But if I'm a listener here and I'm like, yo, I want to be a part of this. I don't want to be in 32 person league. Like I want to do what these guys are doing. I want to create content. I want to have fun. Like I want to be in Dream World. How can I join?
Yeah, that is honestly the I'm not gonna sit here and say nobody is or I'm not gonna say the gates are closed right now, but it's definitely right now, I think. I mean, I'm open to everyone. I'm open to anyone that would want to come in. Let's put it that way. But I definitely am not one of those people. that will be like, hey, join my league. Okay, good, come in. Because that's how you get stuff kind of just ruined. You know what I mean? Like I want everyone to be here. Everyone's invited to the dream world, but can you necessarily be shaping it? I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know. You know what I mean? Like I really gotta trust you, I guess is what I'm saying. And it's not even like a thing of like what's he talking about? It's a video game, but it's like I don't know. I don't know. You just want the right image and to be around people. And at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, you don't want it to, I guess, ruin the actual franchise inside by doing weird shit. You know, and then everyone else is uninspired, then you're uninspired. And one thing about the dream world, we don't start over. We don't like we don't kind of, oh, the league's ruined, let's start over. We Everything is documented. It's a one-time shot. When the game comes out, we do random teams at the beginning. You literally have two teams and you pick two, or you go for your third and final spin. Or what did I just say? Pick two. You have two teams, you pick one. Um, and then if you don't like those two, you can have your third and final spin. You have to pick to that team. Um, and yeah, and I'm kind of like a little bit of a bastard. Like I won't let people switch their teams like 10 years in or whatever, unless like they have to. But
got it. All right. So it's a very exclusive club to join. Okay. So let me ask you this. If you are saying at some point, I would like to add a couple people to really, really keep doing the things that we're doing,
right.
who are you looking for? Like, what are the qualities you feel like
Yeah,
this is what it would take to be a part of Dreamworld?
great question. So I think it would be as simple as somebody who would be the ultimate franchise player. Like they wouldn't even need to necessarily make content. But I guess I should preface that statement by saying we're looking for content creators. So I know I just said it wouldn't have to be a content creator. It would just have to be the ultimate franchise, quote unquote, player, somebody who just doesn't even have to play their own games, just like doesn't get 50 million in cap penalties every year and trades their quarterbacks away after 1 year and just like completely sinks a franchise into the ground. Um, but yeah, also playing most of their games helps. But to answer your question and to be more direct to it, we're looking for content creators, people that will improve the product, improve the image. And I know it's just like a quote unquote bad league, but again, it's more than that because we want to represent athletes. We want to, I mean, we might do a podcast, and we've got some really cool connections. So I just want to make sure that the whole imaging's on point. But yeah, somebody who could add value. We had somebody before who was a Twitch streamer. They were really good at just going live and broadcasting over our games, and they did it religiously. And he would help me do like all the different like roster editing, and he was really, fine tuning everything, and he looked at every stat. And that's one thing we do. We don't let these rosters get inflated in our league. We always comb through the rosters. We make sure if a guy's got 100 catches, 1,200 yards at age 31 and 10 TDs he banged, he's not going to regress. You know what I mean? But yeah, so we've got people like that, and then yeah, yeah, we've got a great guy in a Moto Dragon, who you might see in some of the videos we tag, and then we got this man named Pun Run. Um, Obviously these are nicknames. Pun Run is a masterful business mind, always looking for opportunities within the league. He's got some music connections in SoCal. So we're building up some cool things. We got a lot of cool things in store. We got a lot of cool things in store.
Before we get out of here, I want to give you a little bit of advice. You did say that if you could get pro players in, or you could get some of these guys to really come in, it would be interesting. Uh, I'll give you some tips on how to make that happen, because like I made that happen, and we started up pros versus pros with guys like Kyler Murray, Hollywood Brown, Cody Ford. Uh,
Oh, that's really cool. You did something like that?
oh yeah, we still got it running. It's running weekly. If you go over to Kyler's stream, you can see some of his games.
Is it okay? That's really cool, dude. That's awesome. You started that with your idea?
Yeah. That's so I went. So this is my advice to you on how to get those pro players to see what you're doing. Is randomly I was over at Kyler's stream one day. They were playing Madden. It was him against Hollywood Brown. They started talking about, it'd be really fun to do a franchise with all of us together. And I just reached out and I put it in their message thing. I was like, that's what I do. Like
Yeah. You showed them. No, this is actually, you know what? That's a good point because the way how I would even meet these guys. So I have a couple musician buddies, but one of these guys, he knows a few pro players, so it'd be like on a friend basis. They would just come in because I know that they play Madden. Because that's actually funny that you did it like that with Kyler. Because I remember one time I was in Ryan Shazier's stream, just messing around in there, watching, and I showed him the Dreamworld, and he was like, "Oh my goodness!" And him and his buddy like kind of wanted to join. Like his buddy, I think his buddy was more about it. And like Shazier really couldn't join because it's just Shazier is probably too busy. You know.
yeah. No, man, it's a lot of fun. I really encourage what you guys are doing. I really love it. Guys, this is Dreamworld. I highly recommend you check out what they're doing on Twitter. Get over it. It's at Dreamworld CO. They have a ton of content. Like when I tell you that guys like Timbo out there are doing content, and this matches some of this stuff. It's incredibly well done. And it just keeps going on and on. You just scroll the page, it just keeps going. It's content after content after content after content. These guys are killing it. Get over there and check them out. They are also on Tumblr, the dreamworldproject.tumblr.com. Again, great way to get over there and check them out. Sedated Monkey, man, it's been a blast to have you on, brother.
Oh, I really appreciate it. It sounds like we'll be staying in touch here. And I appreciate everyone, for listening and taking their time. And yeah, thank you again.
Guys, that was the League Parlor podcast for the week. We'll see you next week.